Hello world, this is Cinema Steph, and I'm here to do my second movie review. This time I am going to do Enough Said, which came out October 11th of this year. It was directed and written by Nicole Holofcener, and it stars Louis-Dreyfus, James Gandolfini, and then kind of co-stars Catherine Keener and Toni Collette. Unfortunately, as most of you probably know, James Gandolfini did pass away earlier this year, but this was a really good movie to kind of end his career on. I don't think it was actually his last one that he filmed, but still, for his last year, it's really a good movie. It's 93 minutes, it's rated PG-13 for crude and sexual content, comic violence, language, and partial nudity. Yeah, I wouldn't let little kids go see it, but pretty much anyone who's comfortable with, like, sexual humor, I guess. And also, so there's some partial nudity. There's not, you don't, like, hear sex noises or anything like that, but it's, some of the characters are shown in bed together, so I don't know, I guess that could offend some people. Let's see. Okay, Enough Said is what I would call, well, it's not really your typical rom-com, so I'm going to call it a rom-comic drama. Part rom-com, part drama. And it starts off really, really funny. I was laughing almost every line they said, pretty much. And then, as the plot settles in, it becomes much more serious, but still with some light moments to brighten the mood. And then it gets very emotional at times, too. Overall, I'd say that this movie has a very realistic feel to it. There's nothing that really stood out to me as fictional. I mean, the characters seem very real, the way they dress, the way they act, the way they talk. And I guess a lot of that is because their interactions are very awkward at times, and I don't know, that's part of the charm of this movie, or a lot of the charm of it, because it's awkward and therefore relatable if you're an awkward person like me. It also starts off right near the beginning. Louis-Dreyfus' character goes to a party with her friend, and at the party she meets some new people, and then one of those people is James Gandolfini's character, and they start dating, and of course there's the awkwardness of the first date, or the first couple dates. But as far as an on-screen couple, they seem very easygoing. I mean, of course, who knows what it's like when the cameras aren't rolling, but they do they really complement each other, and I don't mean like giving compliment, you know, of course, I just mean that they work well together. Okay, so as I said, Louis-Dreyfus' character, she's the main character. She is a divorced masseuse. She goes to people's apartments or houses and does her massage stuff there. She has this big old massage table that she has to lug around, which is kind of funny. And so the other person, I mentioned she meets two people at this party, and the other person she meets is a new client. And they don't really, the client is played by Catherine Keener, and she wouldn't typically be really have more than a client, a business type relationship, but then Julia kind of figures out that her new client has dealt with similar boy problems and whatever, and that she actually knows Albert, which is James Gandolfini's character. And so she actually uses her relationship with her new client to get all the dirt on James Gandolfini, which of course is a really stupid idea if you have a new relationship and it seems like it's working out, and then you just go digging, looking for trouble, and of course that's what she gets. So really, I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character's flaw is that she does this self-sabotage and is kind of addicted to prying into this relationship, not all relationships, but just particularly her relationship. And I think that a lot of that is because she is divorced and she doesn't want to have to deal with another bad relationship. She does have a teenage daughter, actually, they both do, James Gandolfini's character and hers, and they're actually both going off to college at the same time, which is kind of interesting because they're having to deal with that emotionally, and at the same time as she's sabotaging her relationship with her new boyfriend, she's sabotaging her relationship with her daughter, which is really too bad, because you see them pulling apart, and I cried, and even my dad cried when, I think, or teared up a little, when the daughter does go off to college. Yeah, overall it's a very, very plausible plot, lots of laughs, lots of emotion, lots of awesome awkwardness, and it's plausible without being mundane or boring, so that's cool. It's also interesting to note that she has her friend that I mentioned at the beginning, who takes her to this party, is actually one of the few married people, but she has relationship problems, and even though she's a shrink, so it's kind of funny to have a shrink with a messed up home life and whatever. And the whole movie is like a study of how relationships fail, or how they have failed in the past, and it might hit home for a lot of viewers, actually, so your emotional impact might somewhat depend on that. But overall, I think that pretty much everyone who can, as I said, can handle the, very mild sex scenes and sexual references should be able to handle this and really enjoy it and get emotionally invested. I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10, and I think I have said enough, about enough said. See you next time.